Welcome to Crocodile MTG, your home of competitive, constructed play in the modern, standard, and legacy formats. Today's video was brought to you by all our wonderful sponsors, affiliates, and patrons. Thank you so much for supporting the Crocodile MTG channel, and we hope you enjoyed today's video. Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Jordan with Crocodile MTG, here bringing you another Magic the Gathering video. Today we are playing Sultai Control in Pioneer. We're going to go ahead and keep this hand. We are on the play. We're going to turn one Gilded Goose and see what our opponent does from there. If they kill our Gilded Goose, we are going to Fable Passage for an island next turn, keeping up Fatal Push. And it doesn't look like they killed our Gilded Goose, and it looks like they are a control deck. So we're going to go ahead and jam Jace here. And we will pass the turn. We are probably getting an island with this Fable Passage. We'll see here what our opponent has. They have a search for his Kanta. So we'll see how quickly here we want to flip this Jace. We'll get an island. And we do have an Orborg here. Unfortunately, we don't have any food. Otherwise, we could just jam this Vraska here. And we don't have a Thoughtseize either. I'm going to go ahead and activate Jace, so I'm not going to be able to flip it this turn. I'm going to go ahead and discard this Forest, and we will pass the turn. We'll probably just make a food this next turn. Alright, our opponent's playing a Teferi Time Raveler here. So we do have the Abrupt Decay for that. If we want, we'll probably just play... Alright, they're going to return that and bounce. We'll probably just play Vraska next turn, and then... I could kill Teferi... Ooh, okay. So let me start. I will play the Overgrown Tomb untapped. I'm going to go ahead and start with a Thoughtseize on our opponent. And they actually have Detention Sphere and Narset. So I think I take Detention Sphere here and play Vraska. And when I play Vraska, I think I'm actually going to... I think I'm actually going to kill Search for Azcanta here. And then next turn I can Abrupt Decay and then play out Jace. So their hand is... Alright, their hand was Narset. And then they had Castle, Island. Alright, there's Cast Down. They play an Island. Alright, here's another Gilded Goose. So I think here I'm going to Abrupt Decay, the Narset, and play the Jace. And now I'm going to tick up. I think I do go ahead and sacrifice Gilded Goose here since we have another. And I'm going to go ahead and play the Watery Grave tapped. Now they probably play the Cast Out on the... Oh wow, they actually played Supreme Verdict here. Tick up Teferi. What do we do here? We are definitely playing Oko while they're tap low. We will tick up and create a food. I think I am going to go ahead and sacrifice this island here. We drew Kalidas. We will go ahead and play Gilded Goose here and pass. So now they have to choose with this cast out if they're going to play it on Vraska or if they want to play it on Oko. And they do choose Vraska here, but I don't think that's going to matter too much because we can hit Teferi with a food. And they actually, what did they do? They bounced a food. Interesting. So we are subject to Supreme Verdict in this instant. So we do need to be a little careful. But we are going to go ahead and attack in with the food. We do want to keep pressure on our opponent, so... And if they have another Supreme Verdict here, that's definitely going to hurt. Alright, there's a cast down. Let's see if they take care of our Oko. Alright, they do choose to. And we do have a couple Assassin's Trophies in the deck, where if we find one... Alright, they have 3 cards in hand. Let's go ahead and Thoughtseize them. Alright, they just have lands. We're going to go ahead and make a food with the Gilded Goose here. And attack in. And at their upkeep, they're going to scry 2. They're probably looking for a Supreme Verdict. Alright, and we find an Oko. So if they don't have anything here, and we get the Oko, that might just be the game. So we're going to go ahead and make the food a token here. And we'll attack with the team. So now, if they have Supreme Verdict, we can actually make a food with Gilded Goose and swing in for the last 3 points of damage here. So it does look like we should be able to get this game. What do they have here? A dig through time. Okay. So they could find both answers here. So that, I guess that's not 100%. Alright, so let's see if they find the Supreme Verdict. And then an answer for Oko as well. Alright, there's the Supreme Verdict. So I'm going to go ahead and make a food here. And now they have to have either a spot removal for the food, or they have to have something for Oko. Alright, let's see if they planned for this food. Oh wow, and they didn't. Okay, so that was our line of play we had to do for the win here. So they do have Dig Through Time, which prompts maybe a Leyline of the Void. They do have Narset and Teferi, so I'm going to bring these in. This is definitely a deck we want the... I don't think we want Disdainful Stroke. I could see trying Noxious Grasp. However, they probably only have Teferi Time Raveler and maybe the larger Teferi. So I think Negate, Mystical Dispute, and Pithing Needle are the cards we actually want for this match. I think we can take away cards like Fatal Push. I think that's a pretty easy cut out of this deck. I could also see cutting Kalitas. Kalitas is a little less powerful in decks with board wipes, and decks that don't obviously have a lot of creatures. Tireless Tracker at least gives us some value, as well as Tassiger. And Gilded Goose in general, and Jace is a Planeswalker. So I think that this is our easy cut for Fatal Push. 2 Kalitas for 2 Pithing Needle, 2 Mystical Dispute, and 2 Negate. We're going to go ahead and submit this and jump back into the game. I'm pretty sure this hand is an instant mulligan. And this is a little better. I think we actually put Fable Passage on the bottom. We are going to go ahead and keep this. I guess not. I guess we put Assassin's Trophy on the bottom. Because we do want to be able to find our black mana. And we don't currently have it. So we are going to Botanical Sanctum Gilded Goose. Oh, there's a land, of course. And now if they don't have anything on turn 2, we can just Oko here. Oko? Does it land? They probably have the negate. Alright, they do have the Mystical Dispute here. Yeah, at least we tried. We almost had a turn 2 Oko. Alright, there's Field of the Dead. Or Field of Ruin, I apologize. Here, I think I want to go ahead and start by trying to play Jace. And we'll see if they have another counter spell. Alright, Jace sticks. I'm going to go ahead and play the Overgrown Tomb untapped because I want to play it this turn. I'll play Gilded Goose here. And now if they... I guess they could have Supreme Verdict next turn. That would definitely hurt quite a bit, but we'll see. Azorius Charm to draw a card. Yep. And Supreme Verdict. No, Jace. Okay. Alright, so we have Fable Passage we can play next turn. And there's an Oko. Alright, so we are going to go ahead and grab... I guess grab a Swamp here. Black, green, blue. Play an Oko. Tick up. Make this food an elk. We are going to go ahead and hit Jace with this. It is going to only get hit for 2, unfortunately. And now I'm just going to pass the turn. We do have Jace's activation still, but we're going to wait and see what our opponent does. I don't think we want this breeding pool, but again, we want to activate it last minute, so to speak. Here comes a cast down, probably on our Oko. Alright, there it is on the Oko. So we may get to flip the Jace next turn. Alright, so we're going to activate Jace. Ooh, there's a Tasigur. Alright, this is the awkward Nombo with Jace. So we are actually going to go ahead and play Vraska here over Tasigur. And then we're going to actually tick up, and I think we're going to sacrifice a Gilded Goose here. And now we're going to get to activate Jace and flip Jace. And I think I just want to tick up and not target anything here. And I'm going to go ahead and attack Jace, Architect of Thoughts, down to 2 here. So if they choose to activate it, it at least dies. Alright, there's Castle, Arden Vale. So they are going to get the chump block now. And we'll see here if they can deal with our Planeswalkers. There's a Detention Sphere. And they actually choose to go after the Vraska here, which is a little interesting. Alright, there's Jace. Jace probably bounces the food. Alright, that's fine. So now I'm actually going to get to do quite a bit of damage to our opponent's board. So I'm going to go black-green. I'm going to Abrupt Decay the Detention Sphere. I'm going to then, I think, tick down on Abrupt Decay and Abrupt Decay the Teferi. And then I'm going to tick up on Vraska, and I think I'm going to go ahead and sacrifice this Gilded Goose. and pass the turn. Next turn, we're going to easily get to play Tasigur. So I'm going to go ahead and arrange piles like this. Our opponent's going to get to pick one. They pick, obviously, the Narset pile. And they play a Lyra. Wow, okay. I would have loved to find an Oko right here. So I am going to go ahead and delve 2 more. I guess I'll go ahead and delve like this. I'm going to leave Oko in the grave. I'm going to tick up on Vraska and actually sacrifice the swamp. And there's another Jace. I'm going to tick up on Lyra, make her a 3/5 until next turn. And now I think I just play this Orborg and pass. And then I can activate Tasigur next turn. Or at the end of our opponent's turn is what I meant. Alright, there's an opt from our opponent. Oh, and our opponent's only down the 1 card in hand, so we are actually a little ahead here. Alright, our opponent chooses to play Narset now. It's going to tick down Narset. And we do have to remember Narset's in our opponent, on our opponent's side of the battlefield. Alright, let's get Oko back. Let's find 2 lands off the top of our library. Alright, here's... Oh, and they actually choose to attack Jace here. Interesting. I assumed our opponent would leave Lyra back as a blocker. Oh, I guess they have Castle Ardenvale. Okay. That makes sense. Alright, let's go ahead here and activate. And let's see what our opponent finds. Pithing Needle, negate, Oko. So none of those are great for our opponent. And they're going to choose Pithing Needle here. They might have an answer to the Pithing Needle, I guess is why. And I can actually kill Narset here with Vraska. I'm going to tick up here, targeting Lyra. I'm going to go ahead and move in and attempt to attack Jace. And if our opponent just throws a blocker in front of it, then I'm going to go ahead and... Alright, and it looks like that is our opponent's plan. Oh, they actually choose the dig through time here. So I'm curious what our opponent's looking for. Alright, so now I'm going to just Pithing Needle... Do I want a Pithing Needle this turn? Probably. I'd probably Pithing Needle Jace. Or, not Jace, Teferi Time Raveler. Alright, Teferi Time Raveler is going to be the name on the Pithing Needle. If they have Big Jace, that's fine. And if they choose to Jace Telepath Unbound, if they choose to kill at this turn, I think that's also fine. Alright, so I'm actually going to activate Tasigur in response since we have these 2 Jaces in hand. I don't actually want another Jace. Alright, now they have to choose if they want Pithing Needle. Yeah, okay, so they choose Pithing Needle here. Alright. And they actually pay. So I wonder what they have here. Oh, they have Elspeth. That was one I wasn't expecting. Why would they let me have the Pithing Needle then? We're gonna Thoughtseize here, the start. Mystical Dispute, Dig Through Time. So I'm gonna take the Dig Through Time here. And I'm gonna go, I have the Pithing Needle Elspeth here. So we're gonna go ahead and Pithing Needle Elspeth. We're gonna tick up and I'm gonna sacrifice this forest. And now we have the Abrupt Decay, but nothing to Abrupt Decay. So I think, I guess I forced them to see if they're going to Mystical Dispute this. If they do, that's fine. I know about it. Alright, that's fine. It gets it out of their hand, at least. We have this other Jace in hand as well. Oh, there we go. I was going to leave up this Abrupt Decay, but I realized there's nothing I can Abrupt Decay, so I might as well play the Jace. And they actually choose to scry in their upkeep, since they're empty-handed. And we'll see here what they decide to pick out of the crowd. So they have essentially 3 cards they're able to look at. I think they bottom. Oh, they actually top 2. Okay. All right, they're gonna hit Vraska here. And now they have a Pithing Needle. I'm curious if they name Jace once he's flipped or Jace later. Jace Vryn's Prodigy. Okay. So that might have been a mistake on our opponent's part. I'm going to play this Forest here and tap green, black. We are going to go ahead and Abrupt Decay here. Now I'm going to tick up Vraska and Forest. Sacrifice the Forest. Ooh, and there's a Tireless Tracker. So we're going to flip Jace here. And I don't think I need this Thoughtseize. I don't have an Assassin's Trophy in Grave, right? Negate, Abrupt Decay. Yeah, no Assassin's Trophy. So I'm going to tick up on this Lyra. And I think I'm going to hold Tireless Tracker until next turn when I have potentially a land. And I'll pass the turn. They did put 2 cards on top, so I'm not sure what those cards were. Here's a Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. Okay. And now they're going to activate Elspeth. And they're going to hit Vraska. Alright, there's an Assassin's Trophy. So now I have a few options. I can Assassin's Trophy the Elspeth. Oh, what's the actual play here? Assassin's Trophy Elspeth. Assassin's Trophy Hero, or do I Assassin's Trophy Lyra? I can't keep sacrificing. I can't keep sacrificing my lands, I don't think. I could sacrifice this Pithing Needle. I definitely want to get Elspeth off the board. I know that much. They're going to get a land out of it. And they're going to activate Castle. I hope I don't regret this. I'm going to go ahead and activate and sacrifice Pithing Needle, I guess. And now we have a Tireless Tracker. So now I have to decide if I'm losing both my Planeswalkers or if I want to Assassin's Trophy. If I lose both my Planeswalkers if I Assassin's Trophy Teferi. I lose one of my Planeswalkers if I Assassin's Trophy Lyra. I think I have to play them my outs. I think I have to Assassin's Trophy the Teferi here. Because that forces them to attack both my Planeswalkers, and then I can hopefully get this... Well, I guess next turn we're drawing the Pithing Needle. Green, black. So I guess I do go after the Lyra here. We're drawing the Pithing Needle next turn. I'll lose one of my Planeswalkers, keep the other one around. Yeah, I think this has to be the play. This was definitely a tough call, though. And if they find anything like a... if they find a Teferi Time Raveler, then they can just bounce the Pithing Needle on Teferi Hero of Dominaria. So that's definitely not great. So they're going to scry 4 here. They put 2 cards on bottom at the end of my turn, and then at their upkeep, they're going to scry 2. They do put 1 card on top of their library. So I'm kind of curious what that was. Excuse me. Alright, they're going to kill Vraska here. Which is fine. I don't want to lose any more lands, I don't think. So they are going to get to untap 2 lands here. If they found a removal spell, this is going to, like a counter spell, this is going to be kind of rough. We'll see what they found, though. Maybe a dig through time, it looks like. Ah, they found an absorb. That's not good. Alright, we're going to go ahead and play out this Tireless Tracker, though. So we don't lose our Jace next turn, but we're getting pretty close. I have to find a way to get this Teferi offline. Blue-white control is definitely an archetype I want to try. I'm definitely a control guru at heart. Alright, there's a Narset. So our opponent's probably going to find whatever they want. And they're probably just going to take away all our Planeswalkers here. They found an Absorb, unfortunately. Wow, they choose not to attack. So, what are they doing now? Oh, they're going to make me discard a card. Oh, I don't... maybe that was right. Maybe I just wanted the... So I'm going to go ahead and Abrupt Decay Narset here. We're going to lose our... we're going to lose our Jace because of this, but... I can't have them keep making me discard at every upkeep. I could run this Tireless Tracker and do an Absorb, but I don't think I want to. They're probably going to make a token with Ardenvale. Yep. These castles quite impactful in the controlled decks. Alright, I'm just going to yield through this turn. I don't know why I'm responding to everything they do. We have another game we potentially have to play after this if they win this one. We do have another Tasker in our deck. We have another Another tireless tracker somewhere. Alright, Jace is going to die, so I might as well block something that's attacking us. And now they're going to get the untap. And we found the Assassin's Trophy. So now I'm going to run the tireless tracker out and bait. And they probably absorb this. Because if the last card in my hand's a land, they don't want me getting... Alright, now I'm going to attempt to Assassin's Trophy. Please work. Please work. And they have another... Oh my goodness. That's unfortunate. And they're going to make a token here. I'm going to still attack Teferi, but they're just going to block it. Oh, man. Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. Not a card I miss in Standard. A card I miss playing in Standard, but not a card I miss in Standard. We're running into a lot more mid-range than I thought we would. Alright, they finally find something to take care of our tireless tracker. Here's a Jace. They probably just tuck it, though, if they're worried about it. Otherwise, they just counter it here. Alright, okay. Ooh. Alright. Maybe our opponent doesn't have the removal spell. This game's most likely over. Our opponent's most likely going to be able to tuck things with Teferi and just get through. Losing that Pithing Needle was a little rough for us. And there's a Teferi Time Raveler. Yeah, we'll go ahead and see how our opponent uses it. So our opponent does actually have to win the game. So we're going to go ahead and start yielding through their turn and let them do their thing. I don't typically like winning because of time. Obviously, I see that this match is pretty much over, but we'll see here. Alright, there's a Vraska, so we are going to get to at least throw down Vraska here if they don't have anything. And kill this Teferi. Yeah, I think we just killed Teferi here. Oh, that's my dog in the background. Hi, buddy. Alright, so our opponent's just gonna probably attack us dead. Take up Teferi. Draw a discard. Maybe. Oh, nope, they're just gonna go for a token. Yeah, I don't think we have anything, unfortunately, in the main deck for this. Yeah, and this game's pretty much over. They actually ignore our Vraska, so that's a little interesting. And just a Blooming Marsh. Yeah, we'll go ahead and concede here. Alright, moving to the sideboard. I'm a little more interested in these Noxious Grasp, but not super interested because they don't hit blue cards. I will be interested in this Disdainful Stroke, though. Thoughtseize is fine. Abrupt Decay, again, is pretty good against the Planeswalkers. Negate's good. Mystical Dispute we didn't see, but it is good. Tasker's also good. Vraska was very good in that deck. I think I'm going to go ahead and trim a... Oh, we're on the play, though. What do I trim? Probably a land. Again, this goes back to the hating the 45 or 44 lands. However, with Vraska sacrificing lands, that actually worked out pretty well. I still don't think I mind trimming one. I'm going to go ahead and trim a overgrown tomb. I would like to play first. This is a keepable hand, but it's pretty slow, especially with them having absorb. This is a lot better. We have a turn 1 Thoughtseize into a turn 2 potential Pithing Needle. Actually, is Pithing Needle the card I want? We're going to keep this. I think I'm going to put... I probably should just put Vraska on bottom. We are going to get the Shuffle Vraska back in with Fable Passage, so I'm not too worried about that. We're going to go ahead and put Absorb on the bottom. And hopefully we draw another land. We are going to have to grab a island off this Fable Passage. We do have to play pretty quickly here, so if I ever sound quiet, I'm either coughing and turn my mic off, or I'm trying to focus here. So, alright, we're going to go ahead and run out this Oko. And hopefully they didn't draw anything for it. Alright, it looks like they didn't. And now we're going to get to hold up this Negate and Pithing Needle for this Oko. So we're looking in pretty okay shape. They actually just draw a card with Azorius Charm. Looking for an answer for this Oko. Alright, there's a Narset. Not one we care about. Supreme Verdict. Okay, that's fine. I don't think I want this Narset to stay on board. So I think I'm going to go ahead and kill it with the food. And I'm going to go ahead and leave up Negate. I was going to say, I don't think they Supreme Verdict here, but we'll see. Come on, I'm hitting okay. Jace, Architect of Thoughts, maybe? I'm going to name Teferi first. Teferi, Time Raveler. And I'm going to go ahead and name Jace, Architect of Thoughts, because we did see that one also, game 1. And if they play Narset, we can Abrupt Decay Narset. And if they play... yeah, if they play Narset, we can Abrupt Decay Narset. If they try to jam Teferi, we can just negate it, in theory. So, we'll see here what their decision is. Cast down. I think that's a negate. And now I can just, no possible plays, yield all. Alright, there's a Search for Azcanta, which we can Abrupt Decay. And I want to keep the pressure on our opponent, so I think I am going to decide to Abrupt Decay that. And I don't think our opponent's going to be able to do anything about that. I'm going to take up, make this food a creature, and yield and attack. I really want to deny our opponent the ability to... get their card drawing effects online, if possible. So they were going to flip Azcanta next turn, so we really want to avoid that. They put one card on top, so we'll see what it was. Alright, Supreme Verdict for our opponent. We'll make a food with Jace. I don't want to get rid of these Pithing Needles just yet. I could have turned the Pithing Needle into an Elk and attacked in, but again, I want to keep pressure on our opponent, but I don't want to let our opponent play one of these Planeswalkers. If they do, I want it to be useless. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and make a food here. I am going to go ahead and attack in. I'm going to hold this Jace Actually, maybe I shouldn't. I'm gonna go ahead and activate Jace. I'm gonna put Abrupt Decay down. Okay. Oops. I'm gonna attempt to play Vraska here. They might have a counter spell. Oh, wow, they have a Syncopate. Okay. Sure. So we'll see here if our opponent has... Alright, they actually have Elspeth. So that's a little concerning here. And I don't have... I have a Thoughtseize Engrave. So I could play the Thoughtseize and see what they have in hand. And I'm going to go ahead and tick up, make a food. I'm going to think about the Thoughtseize for a minute. I'm going to go ahead and attack Elspeth here. Actually, I should have just attacked our opponent. Wow, they're going to triple block here. That's true. One activation of Elspeth. Alright. So I can go ahead and Thoughtseize. Is it... It's this turn. So I'm going to go ahead and Thoughtseize our opponent. Syncopate, Mystical Dispute, Dig Through Time. I'm just gonna have to dig. I'm just gonna have to play around the counter spells. All right, Elspeth makes a bunch of tokens. All right, there's a Tasigur. I'm gonna start by attacking. I'm just gonna attack our opponent though. Oops. Attack our opponent. Alright, what was in our opponent's hand? Mystical Dispute. Wow, they just had quite a bit. Alright, I am going to go ahead and... I don't think we need the Abrupt Decays for a while, so I'm going to go ahead and play this out. They probably Syncopate it. Yep, Syncopate for 5. I don't have the 5 to play, pay, so I'll just go ahead and pass. But they had to tap out for that, so... They're going to make a bunch of tokens with Elspeth. We are behind on our clock. We have to be wary of that. Detention Sphere on Oko, probably. And unfortunately, we just got rid of all our Abrupt Decays in our grave. Unfortunate. Yep, it looks like we might be losing this one. We'll have to wait and see. It is going to be quite a long grind, though. Oh, wow, and our opponent just has the emblem. I didn't realize our opponent was already getting up to emblem territory. Elspeth, not a card you wanna fight. I wish I didn't throw that Pithing Needle on Jace down so soon. I get the Thoughtseize our opponent at least, and that's going to be the game. That's unfortunate. That was it. Oh, there's a Chase Architect of Thoughts, so I guess it was a little relevant, but Elspeth definitely was the Planeswalker to be a little more weary of. I was hoping they didn't find it, though. Alright, so that's going to be the game. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned. We're currently 1-2 with Sultai Control, but I have a good feeling about the next 2 games, so hopefully we can get there. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Please go hit that like and subscribe button if you enjoyed today's video. For your custom playmats, mousepads, and more, head over to Inked Gaming. Use promo code crocodilemtg10 to receive 10% off your order. Today's video was brought to you by all our wonderful sponsors, affiliates, and patrons.